Happy Vlogmas week 2. So this week started out quite busy. I did a little bit of Christmas decorating here in my bedroom, which I am loving so much. It's just so cozy. I love to have the lights on this tree. They go off automatically, so I just have them on as I'm going to sleep and I feel very, very festive. And then I have realized that I am definitely in my 30s this week because I went to the Jonas Brothers concert that was in town on Tuesday, and it has taken me a good 24 hours to recover from being out on a Tuesday night, but I had so much fun. And today is a really exciting day because today my sisters and I are going to the Nutcracker, and I have a little sewing project that I need to tackle beforehand because I have a vintage dress I want to wear, but I've decided I want to hem it up to be a little bit shorter. So I thought I'd show you that. And then something else very, very special has happened this week, which I tried to film a little bit of for you, and that is that my piano got delivered yesterday morning, which is a really special gift from my parents. My dad called me about it last week, and I'm just so shocked that it is here. It is absolutely beautiful, and I'm so grateful to have a beautiful piano in my life to practice on. I've already been playing it so much, so I'll definitely try and play piano for you a little bit in today's vlog. But today it will be very festive. We're going to the Nutcracker, and then we're going to go to this local hotel afterwards called the Capitol Hotel if you're ever in Little Rock, and they really go all out for Christmas. It always feels like you're kind of in Eloise or Home Alone, and they have beautiful decor, and they have a little pop-up holiday bar, which is really fun. So I'm looking forward to some festive vibes today, and I just thought it'd be fun to start this vlog here. So let me show you the dress that I'm going to be working on. Now, if you've been around here for a long time, you may have seen this dress before because I've had this for years. I got it on eBay, and it is a little 1960s dress. It's red velvet. It has these cute little ruffle sleeves, and then the back is really where it's at. It has this satin bow, which I think is so cute. But every time I wear it, I just feel like it's a little bit too long. So I think I do want to hem it up a little bit today. And I think it'll look a little bit better with tights, which is usually how I like to style it in the winter time. But how cute for the Nutcracker. And I'm excited to go wear this and feel super Christmassy. It definitely needs a good steam because it's looking quite wrinkly. I've had it in storage for the summer. So yes, we're gonna chop this off just a little bit, and then I'll show you how it looks. And yeah, I'm excited for a very festive day and to spend it with you all. So I just popped the dress on so we can kind of take a look at the length together. And I love the boat neckline on this. I think it's so pretty, and I especially love the cute back. But I just feel like it looks a little bit dowdy at this length, and if it's your personal taste, of course, I think it could be very elegant, but I think for me, it's just not quite it for my frame. So I'm going to chop off probably 5 or 6 inches. Don't tell my mom, even though I know she'll watch this. And I think that will be perfect. So we're gonna give it a little chop around the hem, but I do adore this dress. When I first got it, it had 2 little satin bows on the front, which were really cute, but I just felt like it was a little bit much with the back as well. So I did remove those, and I like it just being kind of a plain velvet dress in the front, but then party in the back. So it's a very cute dress. And I think the length adjustment is going to be perfect. And then I'll wear it with black tights and some little black heels. This should be a pretty quick project. Famous last words, but it should be pretty quick. You can see there's already a very generous hem in this dress, which makes me wonder if it was at one time a longer style. I think that would make sense. But it has this layer of cotton underneath the velvet, which means it will be really simple to stitch this together. And then on the satin portion, it's actually hemmed with a fusible tape. I'm kind of wondering if I can actually refuse this. It's peeling off very easily, but what I'm going to start with is just the initial chop. I'm going to chop off about 5 inches, try her on, and then do the hem from there. Oh gosh, I'm scared to do this, but I've been thinking about it every Christmas since I got it, so I think it's time. We're going to cut 5 inches to start. Okay, I just tried it on. I'm really happy with the new length, and I'm actually able, it looks like, to reuse this hem tape, which is nice on the satin portion. It seems to be fusing right back where it should be, so that's pretty nice. Easy peasy. Wow, that looks good. Okay, and here it is all hemmed. I feel like this just feels so much more wearable to me, so I'm excited about it. I think it turned out well, and I can't wait to wear it tonight, so I'll definitely keep you posted on how the whole outfit comes together, but I'm happy that I finally did this. Okay, the dress is all ready to go for tonight for the Nutcracker. And speaking of the Nutcracker, I have a project I want to start on over the next couple of days, which is a pair of Christmas pajamas. I love making Christmas pajamas, and this is the cutest Nutcracker fabric that was kindly sent over by Rifle Paper Company. So I'm going to put this in the wash today so that I can hopefully cut out some pajamas tomorrow and put those together. I'm trying to decide on the style. I've made the Closet Core Patterns Carolyn pajamas so many times and I love them and they're just classic, but I'm kind of trying to think if I want to do something a little bit different this time. So I'm still toying around with the idea in my mind, but hopefully I'll come up with something by tomorrow. And then I also have this darling little penguin print fabric from Rifle Paper Company. And this is going to be some pajamas for my little nephew, so I need to wash this as well. So we're gonna do a little fabric laundry and get all of this pre-shrunk. And yeah, I'm excited to get working on a couple of fun Christmassy projects this weekend. I've got the fabric in the wash and I'm headed off to teach a few piano lessons. Just put this little denim jacket on over this Hill House dress, which feels very comfortable and chill. I'm gonna go grab a coffee, teach my lessons, and then be back to get ready for tonight. I couldn't figure out why Coconut was barking so much. Cat has come to visit us. All right, I just got home and got ready for tonight, put my little outfit together. I have the dress and then just some black tights and then these little heels I borrowed from my mom and this vintage bag, which I think is really cute. And I did a red lip. This is the Merit lip in the shade Power, which is a really pretty red, and I think it goes well with the dress, and I'm so excited. So let's go to the Nutcracker. All right, hi friends. It has been a few days since I've checked in because I got super swamped with my student Christmas recital. I teach piano and we had a big Christmas recital. So that was a bit all-encompassing for a couple of days, but that is over now. It went really well, and now I'm excited to work on some Christmas sewing projects and some Christmas crafting projects. I'm going to start today cutting out my Christmas pajamas, so I thought I'd show you kind of the plan for that. I will probably be actually sewing them up in the next installment of Vlogmas, but I wanted to show you what I've got so far. Okay, we are here in the sewing room. I've gotten a little bit of a start by pre-washing and ironing my fabric. So the fabric, again, is this adorable Nutcracker fabric from Rifle Paper Company, which is so whimsical and just fun. I love it. I was a little torn on what style to make the pajamas because the fabric is so whimsical. I've decided to go with something really simple. I'm doing the Carolyn pajamas, the long sleeve top, and the shorts, and I think that's going to be a really cute combo. A few years ago I made Christmas pajamas for my mom and my 4 sisters, and I did Carolyn pajamas for everyone, but everyone wanted a different combination of either the long sleeve, shorts, or long pants. And 2 of my sisters had the long sleeves and the shorts, and I thought it was so cute, but I've never made that set for myself. So that's what we're gonna do with this one. Now, I was going through all of my patterns, and if I'm being honest, since I moved, my patterns are in a state of utter chaos. I found the long pants pattern, I found the shirt pattern, but when I found the bag that I had the shorts pattern in, it was empty, so I cannot remember if I lent it to someone or if I've just misplaced it. So I'm going to reprint that one. But I'm going to start by cutting out the shirt, and I just am really excited to see how these look. I need to go get some coordinating piping I'm thinking probably the red will look the best, but maybe the blue, I don't know. We'll go look at the store and see what looks good. I always like to bring a little fabric sample with me and just compare the colors. But I love making Christmas pajamas, and I have not made a pair for myself in a really long time, so I'm excited about that. I do also want to make a little set for my nephew, just like a classic Christmas pajamas that I think would be so darling. But I haven't found a good pattern yet, so if you have a recommendation for a 2-year-old, leave it in the comments, please, because I would love to know your thoughts. But this week has just been so cozy and festive. The Nutcracker was so magical. I cannot remember if I checked in with you after that, but oh my goodness, it was so much fun. And I went with my sisters and we just had a great time. I love going every year. And then with the recital at the end of the week, that was just a great way to cap it all off. So I'm in my last week of teaching for the year now, which is exciting, and lots of good Christmas fun ahead. So for now, I'm gonna make a little hot cocoa and cut out the shirt of the pajamas. By the way, have you seen my sweater that looks like it has my dog on it? This looks just like my dog Coconut. This is a vintage Ralph Lauren one that I found on eBay, and I think it's my new favorite in my Christmas sweater collection. Hi from inside the piano. I realized I have not properly introduced you to the piano. I am so thrilled to have my own piano. This is a Kawai RX3, which is the same piano I grew up practicing on, and so I'm just so beyond excited to have it to work with. And I thought I'd play you a little something this morning. My sewing table is clearly chaotic, so I'm going to clean this off so I can do some cutting out on this table. I still want to get a cutting table for my sewing room, but for now I've just been kind of using the desk for both sewing and cutting. Got all my pattern boxes, random Whole Foods bag full of patterns. I have this Rifle Paper Company candle, and I saw Poetic Memory Sewing on Instagram used the box to make a really cute Christmas ornament. She turned this part into a frame and put a picture in it. I thought it was so darling. So I'm glad that I've saved the box because now I want to try the same idea. Now this was my original pattern storage system for my PDF patterns. I would print them out and then put them in Ziplocs and label them and kind of have them in file boxes. But it's kind of outgrown this small box, and so I think I need an alternative solution. And this box is mostly full of vintage patterns. Now, while I was trying to come up with the idea for the Christmas pajamas, I was almost sold on using this little vintage pattern. I really want to make this one, but I just feel like the whimsical nature of the fabric is a little bit too much with these very whimsical pajamas. So I'm going to save this for another time, but I do love this pattern. This is another vintage pajama pattern, which is so delicate, but oh, how cute. It reminds me so much of White Christmas. Now, because this fabric is a striped print, I'm going to be really careful to try and make sure the front of the pajama shirt matches up exactly so I don't have any weird offset pattern. I don't want it to be all crooked. So I'm going to try and be really careful while I cut this out. Does anybody else's pin cushion just casually become chaotic over time? Mine has so many random sewing machine parts stuck to it, needles, bobbins, everything. I really need to count the number of times I've made the Carolyn pajamas. I know it's at least 4, 5, 6, it's at least 7. So I really feel like I have it pretty much down to a science by now. And I noticed on my YouTube recap for the year that my Carolyn pajamas video was the most watched video on my channel this year. So I hope that some of you have found that to be helpful. Now, a lot of times when I work with striped fabrics, I like to create contrast with the stripe direction and how I put the pieces together, but I'm not convinced that will make sense with this particular print since it does have the characters on it. But I'm going to cut the sleeve out and then just see how it looks with the cuff going different directions before I cut the cuff out, and that will kind of make that decision for me. Okay, I thought it might look weird, but I actually really love the contrasting direction, even with the characters. I think it looks really sweet, so that's what we're going to do. Okay, I have this shirt all cut out, and you can see I am really down to the end of the fabric, so this is why I've decided to do the shorts, because I didn't think I'd have enough fabric for the long pants, but now I'm a little worried I won't have enough fabric for the shorts, so we'll see. I'll go to my parents this afternoon and borrow their printer and print that out, and then we'll see if I have enough. I think I still have time to order a little bit more if I need to, so, but hopefully I can get it all out of this little bit of fabric, I think with some creative ingenuity. There's something so fun though about getting the pieces all cut out and starting to visualize what it's going to look like together, because I've had this in my mind for probably 3 or 4 weeks now, and so I'm so excited to see it come to life. It's gonna be fun. And now that I've started to cut this out and look at the fabric, I'm thinking dark green piping might look really good because it will give a nice contrast but bring out the green tones and just look really festive. So that's what I think I'm going to look for when I go to get piping. All right, I'm about to go teach lessons for the rest of the afternoon, but I wanted to quickly show you my wrapping supplies for this year. I love gift wrapping. It's one of my favorite parts of doing Christmas gifts, and so Rifle Paper Company was kind enough to send me some really fun things to use this year. And so here's one of the papers I have. It's this really cute forest green with all of these little Christmas designs all over it. I love this one. It's kind of like a grid. And then this one is actually the same print as the fabric I'm using for the pajamas, but it's a pink one. So in my family, there are 5 sisters and 2 brothers. So this is for the girls, this is for the boys. We're mixing it up like that this year. And then I also got these adorable labels. So sweet. I love all of these. And I always have a selection of their labels at Christmas time. And then one thing that I think they do so well are their Christmas ribbon sets. These are so pretty. They have a mix of different styles. So this one has satin, velvet, grosgrain, and they're just so cute. Some of them have prints on them or they say something. And I have 2 sets of these, so I think they're just darling. And I always love adding these to gifts to kind of mix them up. I think with the Nutcracker paper, this little striped one would be really cute. And they also are really great if you want to use more of a simple wrapping paper and add a little bit of a pop. I think these are perfect. All right, friends, I think that is going to be the end for this week's Vlogmas. I feel like it was a little bit all over the place, but it was just kind of a hectic week for me with work. And so I'm excited to get into a lot of fun things this coming week. I have some fun stuff on the agenda and a lot of sewing, I will tell you, for the next installment, because I have 2 things that I need to finish. So I'm excited to show that to you. And also just some fun Christmas activities. So thank you so much for being here for this week's Vlogmas. I had so much fun filming this, and I'm just loving putting these videos together. So I hope you enjoy them as well, because it's just fun for me to document and create some Christmassy content. So I'm so appreciative of you being here. If you're new to my channel and you would like to subscribe for more cozy, crafty content, you can do that by clicking the button down below, and I will talk to you all in a new Vlogmas video very soon. Bye!